When adding 150, you expect 150, but stored as text, Python places them side by side, 10,050. We'll build a data cleaning script to transform raw registration data into a clean, calculated dictionary. Follow along using VS Code, try using Jupyter Notebook, or even Google Colab. As long as you understand basic variables, you have everything you need to start. Understanding data types is the foundation of any script. It ensures accurate calculations and organized data as programs grow. First, copy the registration data into your editor. This includes the participant's name, the course fee, the number of sessions, and their chosen topics. If you look at the course fee and the session count, you'll see they are surrounded by quotation marks. We can verify how Python sees this by running the type function on the course fee variable. The console will show it belongs to the str or string class. Because web forms submit data as text, Python treats these inputs as strings. This makes math impossible without a conversion. To find the cost per session, we need to create new variables that Python can use for calculations. Use the float function for the course fee to keep the decimal values intact. For the session count, use the int function to turn it into a whole number. Now we can divide the new float variable by the integer variable to find the exact fee for each session. Be careful not to use the int function on a string that contains a decimal point, like 149.50. The int function doesn't round numbers, it only looks for whole integers. If it encounters a decimal point inside a string, the program will trigger a value error and stop. By explicitly converting text to floats or integers, you ensure your script performs calculations exactly as intended. Next, we need to add error handling to the participants' chosen topics. However, the data arrived as a tuple, which is a fixed sequence that cannot be changed. To modify this, use the list function to convert the tuple into a list. Now you can use the append method to add the new topic to the collection. We also have a problem with the industry list. The word retail appears twice because of a duplicate form entry. You can remove these duplicates instantly by passing the list through the set function. Sets only allow unique values, so any repetitions are automatically discarded. If you need to access these items by their position later, you can wrap that result back into a list function. Changing between lists, tuples, and sets allows you to manipulate and clean groups of data with very little code. With our data cleaned and our calculations finished, we can now group everything into a single, organized record. We'll use a Python dictionary for this. This structure uses clear labels called keys to identify each value, such as the participant's name or the total fee. Print the completed dictionary to the console to see the final result of your script. Using a dictionary ensures that your data is not just clean, but easy to read and access for other parts of your program. Real-world data is rarely perfect. For example, a user might type the word 6 into the session count box instead of the number 6. If our script tries to run the int function on the word 6, it will crash because it can't find a numeric value to convert. To prevent this, we wrap our code in a try and except block. This acts as a safeguard for our conversion logic. If the conversion fails, the except block catches the error and prints a helpful message for the user instead of letting the program fail. Planning for these errors makes your automation more resilient and ensures the script continues to run even when it encounters unexpected input. Look at the difference. We started with messy strings and unchangeable tuples, and we've transformed them into a structured, calculated dictionary. The way you handle data types determines how reliably your scripts can filter, calculate, and report information. Try experimenting with the raw data yourself. Change the inputs or add your own fields to see how the conversions and error handling respond. If you found this helpful, like and share the video. Subscribe to DataScriptIQ for more step-by-step guides that turn coding concepts into practical skills. So, let's keep learning something new today.